everyone, it's Mary. So today I wanted to elaborate a little bit more about my cash envelope system that I use in my Filofax, and also my cash envelope system that I keep in this accordion file that I got from Target. So in my Malden, my personal size Malden, I have 3 envelopes that I use basically on a regular daily basis. And so I keep 3 envelopes here, and one is my groceries. The other one is my miscellaneous, which means that would be any household expenses or expenses for activities for my children. And I'm really debating on whether or not I'm going to do a separate envelope for that, because that really has nothing to do with household items. But this would be like deodorant, shampoo, things like that. And then $100 for my savings, or sorry, not my savings, but my personal spending in a month. So those are the 3 envelopes that I really kind of use every day. And how I do my cash system, which I'm still tweaking, by the way, last month I paid myself out a certain amount of money in cash, but I didn't take out all the cash, which I think this month I am going to do. Now, just so you guys know, I pay myself mid-month instead of at the beginning of the month. It's just easier for me that way. So mid-month, I will take out the full amount of my budget. And what I will do, or what I'm going to do, because I have not done that, but I've decided this just recently, is I'm going to split up my envelopes into 2. So the first 2 weeks and the last 2 weeks. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I am basing my month to be about 4 weeks. And I know sometimes it's almost 5 weeks, but it's just easier if I think of it that way. So I basically am paying myself 2 amounts every month. So this way I think it'll give me more control with my cash, because if I have so much cash in the beginning of the month or mid-month, I tend to spend more. So if I divide it into 2, I might, it might give me a little bit more control. Now, last month I took out cash, but I didn't fully invest in it, so I didn't put all the cash that I said I budgeted in this amount, like in this envelopes or in the envelopes. What I did was I put so much in, and then I kept track of all my purchases, and I made sure that I was within my budget. Last month I actually was under, I think I was under in my grocery budget, but in my actual household budget I was over almost the amount of my grocery budget. And then my personal $100, I actually hardly spent any of it, and that's great. But this mid-month I'm actually going to take out all the amounts and split them into 2, so that I'll have one for mid-month, or the amounts for mid-month, and then the amounts for the the beginning of the month. And the reason why I really want to try to use cash more is because going through or watching some videos on YouTube about this cash system, there's been studies that have been shown that when you physically hold cash, it actually triggers something in the brain about it being painful. Well, when you use your debit or your credit card machine, it's almost mindless, like you just pay for it. And so I kind of want to have that extra sort of warning in my head to really be careful about what I am buying and if I really need it. So I just think it'll give me that extra control. So I'm going to, like I said, split my amounts, my budgeted amounts, into two. So the first 2 weeks and the last 2 weeks. And that I'm going to start mid-month of this month. And then, so just in case you guys did not see my previous video, I do have $1,000 that I'm budgeting for groceries, and I keep the envelopes that I use the most, and I use these envelopes almost every day, so I keep them in my personal Malton. So I have groceries, I have $400 budgeted for household items, and then I have $100 for my own personal spending money. And then what I've done is in my Target accordion files, this was $1 by the way, I have other envelopes in here, and they're all in here. And I just set this up this month, so I'm going to be really doing this next week. I'm going to put all my cash in there. So I've labeled everything. So the first one is the emergency fund, and the emergency fund, what you want to have is $1,000 just in case something happens. So you always have $1,000 in there. Now, I kind of was trying to debate in my mind, you know, should I just put $1,000 in here, like right away? Because my whole being wants to just start right away and just, you know, get going. You know, if I put the $1,000 now, it may cause other things to get tight. Even though I could do it, should I do it? And so what I thought I was going to do is take baby steps, like, because it's totally against my being to just take baby steps. I always want to go full force. But what I decided to do is to every month put $85 towards my emergency fund, so that by the end of the year I will have $1,000 in this envelope here. So I'm going to build slowly, because I think that slow and steady is the better way to be. And if I have extra money after I budget everything and I pay everything, then if I have extra money, I will put more money into the emergency fund, because the emergency fund is the first step in this whole trying to get yourself fully out of debt, like have to have no debt. A person that I recommend that I've been watching, it's a family, and they're called Debt is Dumb, and they have great tips. And I think, is it this year that they're going to be debt free, or I don't know, but anyways, so yeah, $1,000 to the emergency fund is your first step, and I probably will have that before the end of the year, but I will just, in my sort of plan, minimum of $85 a month has to go in there, so that by the end of the year I definitely will have the $1,000. And then the second thing I have adjusted, because I had put only $300 a month for gas, but you know, kind of going through this week, and I've really gone through, I think it's 10 days, I realized that $300 might not be enough. We also drive a lot for business, so I have recorded $400 a month for gas instead. And what I'm going to do, I put 2 envelopes in here. So the first 2 weeks will be $200, and the next 2 weeks will be $200. So for example, mid-month, when I get all my cash, I'm going to put $200 for the last 2 weeks of this month, and then I'm going to put $200 for the first 2 weeks of next month. So I'm kind of not going, I'm kind of breaking my months a little bit. I'm really going from 15th to the 15th, but in the long run, it'll all work out, because in the beginning of the month, I will have a second envelope that will have my cash for that. So it all works out in the end. I think really it's just the starting of the system that is a little difficult, but once you get used to it, it'll run smoothly. So then also I have allocated $200 to my envelope that says family night. So what I think it was Debt is Dumb does is that they have basically 2 weekends where they are they do something like expense wise, and then 2 weekends where they do things that are free. So that I'm going to try to incorporate with my own family. Now my kids are a little older and sometimes they don't want to be with us, but I will still have that money in there and see how that goes. And then I've allocated $100 a month for date night. And I'm not breaking that down because honestly, I think I can control $100. It's not that big a deal. So we'll see how that goes. And then I have, I've allocated $50 for holiday fund, and that really doesn't add up too much. And this is for Christmas. So if I was to do it for the full year, I'd only really have $600. What I'd like to have is at least $1,000 in here. So if I have any extra money, by me being more aware of what I spend instead of just spending and spending and spending, I will put it in my holiday fund to try to get to $1,000 by December. And then the other thing that I have in here is emergency car fund. And what I'm going to do is just put $20 a month in emergency car fund. That would basically be $240, and it's not a lot, but my cards are okay, and they really, I don't think they really need that much stuff. So I think that should be okay. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if that's really enough, but we'll figure it out as we go. This is going to be something that I have to tweak month to month, and we'll see how that goes. And then these are goals, which I don't know if it's going to be accomplished, but I'm going to try. So my daughter's going to university, so I put so much money in every month so that by September I should have her tuition, or at least a portion of her tuition, so that when that day comes that I have to give the cash, I have a good portion of it. And then I also have a goal of trying to pay my son's tuition, which is, you know, his tuition at school that he goes to now, so that next September that I can at least, I want to be able to pay, or at least have saved half of the tuition for that, so that I can at least try to reduce my monthly costs. And why I think that I'm putting the amounts low is because I'm still paying for that stuff now. So I'm basically trying to pay that and a little bit more every month. So, you know, I have to be realistic about whether I can do double payments, you know, like put one in my savings and pay one now. So I've really lowered the amounts, so just to at least have so much money to give in September, so that, you know, it's not like a shock when I have to pay the amounts. Because like right now, my son's tuition we pay monthly, but I would love to be able to just give them a whole amount in the beginning of the year. I think we get a discount too, so that would be good. The second thing I have in here that I would like to save, so these are things for next year. This is my goal for next year, is activity funds. So these are any sports, things like activities and dance. Mind you, this is my daughter's last year, but I want to have $600 by the end of the year to sports fund, so that if anything happens, like where they'll be like, oh, can we have $300 for this, I could just take it out of my activity fund. So I'm going to put $50 a month in there. And then I have our cable, and we pay that once a year, and I'm paying that this month, but I would like to be able to save in the future so that next year I can just give the cash, and it's not taking away from my monthly income or my paycheck, so that I'm not surprised about the payments, or like this $300+ is not going to affect me next year. So that'll be kind of nice if I plan for it. And then once I've got the $1,000 emergency fund in my envelope, the next thing that you try to do, I believe, is to try to pay off your debt. So apparently what you do is you pay your littlest amount first, and then you keep on, once you pay that one off, you pay the next one off. So that step 2 is to pay off all your debt and credit cards and that. And then I believe the third step is to try to save 3 to 6 months of your income. And so I have an envelope for this, and I don't know if it's ever going to be filled yet. But if I am able to, well, not if, but when I finish putting the $1,000 emergency fund in my envelope, and my debt is paid, this will be the next envelope to fill out. So that is my envelope system, and this part here I'm going to be starting next week. So I'm excited about it because I have my amounts. I've listed them all on the sticky note, so I know exactly how much cash I have to take out and put into my envelopes so that I can get started. So really, if you know, this month, mid-month, will be the first month that I really fully go cash. Because right now, what I'm doing is I have a bit of cash, and I'm also using my credit cards and my debit cards, but I'm recording it in my envelope. But looking at YouTube videos, what I see and what they've been saying is that you really, really need to go as much cash as you can, because you feel the pain of letting go of your cash, and that'll make you more aware of your spending. I obviously can't pay cash for like my utilities and, you know, certain payments. And I'm not even sure about gas, if I'm going to do cash with gas, because I'm going to have to figure out that, because I know that when you have to pay cash, you have to go into the place to pay for it, compared to when you just swipe it into the gas machine or the pump. So I'm kind of still humming and hawing about that, but you know, they do say to just pay cash. So what's an extra 10, 20 steps to pay for it cash and then come back and gas up your car? So I'll try the cash system with my gas and see how that works. And if it's not really that big a deal, then I will do the cash system for my gas. But, you know, I still have to pay the other bills through on the computer online, so I will do that. I'm not going to do the cash system for that. But my daily spending and my savings for the next year will be done in cash. And, you know, this will be kept in a safe, so it's not going to just be lying around in the house where if something was to happen, that they could just take my money. So I just emphasize, if you guys if you guys decide to do a cash system like this, make sure you put your money away in a secure place so that you're not gonna lose your hard work. Okay, that is it, and I'm gonna basically link some of the videos that I've seen, or some of the channels, like Debt is Dumb, and there was another one, something about Live Like Nobody Else, I think it is. But I will link their videos, and if you guys are interested in this, come and join me and do this. And I want to see what it's like to just be in control of my money, because, you know, in the past, the way I just did it was, if there was money, I just bought. There was no, you know, there was no control. It was just that, because I know what I make, so I just think, okay, well, it's all good. But I have goals, and I have things, like big things that I want to accomplish and buy. And I think that the little purchases are getting into the way of what I really want to have. So I am doing this to be more in control of my money, so that I can end up with a bigger thing that I really, really, truly want. Okay, so I hope that helps you guys. If you have any questions, please post a question below, and I will try to get back to you, and I will link those 2 channels that I found fantastic and interesting and very informative. And I will talk to you guys soon. Let me know if you guys are doing the same thing. I really, really encourage it. I think that no matter how much money you make, it's good to know what you are doing with your money, and plan your money and how you spend it. Just like your day, a lot of us, you know, plan our day. I think it's important that we need to plan our money too. All right, take care, you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.